Today's webinar, we're looking at the Creo simulation tools, and we're looking at primarily Creo Simulation Live, but also Creo Answers. Yeah, as we go through, we'll look at the general simulation tools available from PTC. So, what is simulation? Okay, if you're not already familiar, these days we do our build it, break it type operations virtually on our computers, and we try and do that early on in the design process. But basically, we're just trying to understand these sort of questions. Yeah. So, will it work? Can we make it better? Can we optimize it? How long will it last? So how many cycles? Are we using the right material? What's the deflection and what are we permitting it to do? And ultimately, will it break? And all those sorts of questions. So a part of what we do as designers now is doing some simulation as part of our design process, but we'll delve into that in a moment. So this is sort of traditional, traditional design process, whereby we might start it with a concept, we might do a design, we might do some simulation, and then maybe we make a prototype and we manufacture it. But along the way, there's probably a little bit of interaction between the design and simulation, and even the concept stage with respect to simulation. And traditional FEA or finite element analysis was tricky and needed to consult an expert. You need to do some defeaturing and things like that to simplify the model, because you couldn't necessarily use it directly. And then it was like that iterative process. You might do the design, send it to a specialist, come back to do the design, and iterate it that way, where there's multiple people and multiple business processes involved. However, what PTC, and also with their partnership with Ansys, which we'll talk about in a moment, has done is it's really simplified those first three processes and allowed the designer to sort of work in three different stages all at once. Okay. So that's there's a couple of areas in Creo where we can do that. One is Creo Simulation Live, and it gives us really quick results and gives us some guidance on our design. What is better, what is worse, sort of scenarios. Gives us some instant feedback on that while we're designing, and also there's also the Creo Simulation side of things, which is also now provided by Ansys as well. So these technologies there's a partnership between PTC and Ansys, and they've the Ansys technology is becoming part of Creo over time, and there's more and more functionality being added.